You've watched the reviews, you've taken the test drive, and now you've got the keys to your new Škoda. But what next? This channel is your go-to guide for how to get the very best out of your new Škoda, feature by feature, button by button. I work for Fish Brothers in Swindon. My name's Dave, and I sell Škodas. Today I'm going to be taking you through the Škoda Scala. Here in the popular graphite grey colour, this is the SEL edition, and I'll show you the differences between each of the trim levels as we go through. Now, default from the factory, single click on the unlock button unlocks the driver's door only, and a double click will unlock all the doors, and I'll show you how to adjust that setting later. Press and hold on the unlock button when your car is unlocked, and you'll see the windows will go down as long as you keep holding that unlock button. Press the lock button to lock the car, and then press and hold the lock button, and that will wind all of your windows up. On the SEL edition and Monte Carlo edition, you do have keyless entry as well, so you can put your hand behind the handle to unlock and against the indent on the back of the door to lock again. With the car unlocked, you can press on the back of the fuel flap here to pop it open. And in here, you'll see your fuel filler cap, which sits in the hole there when you're filling up to stop it from bashing against the paint for you. And then you have your handy ice scraper just here, which also works as a tyre gauge. And you can use the E5 or the E10 petrol, whichever you prefer. Inside the boot, you'll find handy hooks to secure your shopping and your 12-volt socket on the back there. Handy net here as well. And then there's a handy hole in the boot floor to be able to lift from. And in here, you'll find either your puncture repair kit or your spare wheel and toolkit, depending on what you've gone for. You'll also find your wheel locking nut and these handy things here. And what they do is they're Velcro on the bottom and they fold like so. So you can Velcro them down to stop things from moving around in the boot when you go around the corners. In the passenger side, you'll see your passenger side airbag control. You can turn that using the key off or on. And then in the bottom of the footwell, you'll find your bonnet release catch. To open the bonnet, pull this lever across and then you can lift the bonnet into place. On the driver's side, you'll find your coolant, brake fluid, engine oil and dipstick. And then on the passenger side, you'll find your battery, fuse box and windscreen wash. If you pop the windscreen wash cap off, you can flip it up and it creates a funnel so you don't spill any windscreen wash when you're filling up. And of course, what Škoda would be complete without the umbrella tucked away in the driver's door for you. On the right hand side of the steering wheel, you'll see the start engine button. Pop your foot on the clutch for a manual or on the brake for an automatic, and then press that to start the engine. You've then got your headlight range control, so you can move your low beam up and down, and then your headlights, you've got off, automatic, and that'll switch between daytime running lights and low beam. You've then got your side lights and then your low beam. Pull it out once for your front fog lights and twice for your rear fog lights. On the door, you'll find your mirror controls. You've got your left and your right mirror, and you can move them up, down, left and right using the joystick. You've got your heated mirror function there, and if you have the electrically folding mirrors, turn it to that to fold them in. You've then got your electric windows front and rear, and then a child lock for the rear windows. On the right hand side of the steering wheel here, if you press the assist button, it will come up on the screen where you've got lane assist, speed warning, cruise control, speed limiter and front assist, and use the roller to switch between each. You can click on the roller to turn off your lane assist or your speed warning nice and easily. They do default on every time you get in the car. Cruise control or speed limiter can be selected using the roller, and then you press the assist button to clear the menu again. The right button will swap the different 5 screens on the virtual cockpit, and then the left button will show you can swap between different bits of information in the middle. If you select navigation, you can see that there's 3 screens where you've got the maps, and you can use the roller to zoom in and zoom out. And then in the driving data menu, if we click to select, you can roll to change the information that is displayed in the middle. And click to select. There is further customization which I'll show you in the infotainment shortly. On the left side of the steering wheel, you've got your media, so you can go up and down the volume using the roller, and you can click to mute and click to unmute. You then can skip between radio stations and music tracks using the arrow buttons, and then Laura, your onboard voice assistant, is activated and deactivated by pressing the button there, and more about Laura in the infotainment section shortly. The windscreen wipers are on the right, one's down for a single wipe, one's up for your intermittent wipers, and if you've got the SEL or Monte Carlo editions, you'll have rain sensitive wipers, and you can adjust the sensitivity of the sensors up to high sensitivity or low sensitivity using the rocker on the top. You then have your standard low speed and high speed. Pull the lever towards you to squirt the windscreen, away from you to activate the rear wiper, and all the way back to squirt the rear window. On the left hand side, you've got your indicators, you've got your passing signal which will flash 3 times, or push it all the way for good till cancelled. Pull it towards you to flash your high beam, push it away from you to turn your high beam on, and then pull it towards you to turn it off again. You'll also find your cruise control and speed limiter on here. You'll need to make sure this lever on the top is switched to the on position, and then you can select either cruise control or speed limiter through the assist menu as shown on the steering wheel just there, or you can press the button on the bottom here. That also brings up the assist menu. To set your speed, press the set button on the side here. You can then increase and decrease your speed, and if you press and hold the speed, it will go in 5-mile-an-hour increments. You can cancel, and you can resume, and you can turn the whole system off completely. At the top of the car, we have 3 buttons here. The I is for your infotainment online. You have access to this for the first 3 years from the data registration on the editions. Press that and it will call customer services. So if you have any questions about the infotainment, you can ask them through the car. And the car uses its own inbuilt SIM card, microphone and speakers to make that call for you, so you don't need your phone connected. You then have your breakdown call button. Press that for your Škoda Assist. And the SOS button is a 999 emergency call. Only press that if you wish to dial 999. Click this button here, opens up your glasses storage compartment, and then you have your reading lights. Underneath the infotainment screen, you'll see the hazard lights, and then you can lock and unlock the doors, and then you'll see your dual zone air conditioning. Press the off button to turn it off and on, and then you've got the driver's side temperature and passenger side temperature there as well. If you press auto, it will automatically control the fan speed, so it will blow faster to achieve a temperature and then slow down to maintain it. You've got your recirc function in the middle there. You can manually control the fan speed using the buttons here as well if you prefer. Rear window demister and front window demister as well. So that one's electric, and that one just puts the blowers on full power on the front to demist in the mornings. If you've added the winter pack or have the SEL or Monte Carlo editions, you'll also have the heated seats for driver and passenger there. Press once for full power, twice for low power, and a third time to turn it off. If you press the menu button, you'll see all your controls come up on the infotainment as well. And you'll see you can synchronize both sides of the cabin, change the air direction. You also have air care here, which when active will filter out fine dust and pollen from your cabin as well. Pressing the mode button will allow you to change between eco, normal, sport and individual, and just keep pressing the mode button to change between each one. On individual, you can press the change button here, and you can adjust the steering, drive and air conditioning settings to your preference. The parking button will pull up your reversing camera and reversing sensors. If you have the SEL edition or Monte Carlo edition, you'll have the front parking sensors as well. And you have these buttons down the side, so you can have your standard camera. This one will search for parking spaces. You've got a top-down view and then a wide-angle camera as well that you can customize. And the automatic start-stop button will turn your start-stop system off, so the engine won't cut out when you come to a stop. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments below. If you tap the on off button, that will mute and unmute. And if you press and hold, it will turn off and the screen on again. When it's turned off, you'll see you've got the clock, the date and the dots there. Whenever you see dots at the bottom of the screen, it means you can swipe between different screens. If we turn this back on, you'll see then you've got the volume, radio and home screen on the left. And then the main menu, media, phone, navigation and car on the right. Press the home screen, and if you want to customize this, you can press and hold on any of the squares. And what this will do is enter edit mode for you. You can then press the bin to delete off and then plus to add in the information that you want to see. Once you've customized it, press the X on the top right to save it. If you go to the main menu, you'll see you've got your radio on the top left. Click that one, you've got your FM and digital radio. You can see the station list here, preset list, and to make a preset, make a radio station a favorite, click and hold on any of the squares here. And you can swipe across and you can have lots of presets saved. If you click station, it tells you what's happening on the radio at the moment, and under settings, you'll find your more advanced settings. Things like your traffic program, where other radio stations interrupt your normal listening to give you updates on what's happening on the road. Delete off your presets. When you're switching stations using the arrows on the steering wheel, you can either have it go through the station list or through your presets. You can customize that to how you like. Whenever you see this little hand button here, it means that you can swipe without touching as well. And you can turn that on and off in the settings, which I'll show you later, as well as you'll see the buttons appearing and disappearing. This is the proximity sensor at work, and again can be turned on and off in the settings, which I'll show you later. Back into the main menu, the easiest way to connect your phone is to click telephone and then search using your phone's Bluetooth for My Škoda and then the 4 digits that's shown after. Follow the instructions on your phone and car screen to get set up, and you'll be able to access your phone menu through Bluetooth through here and your media through Bluetooth on here. Alternatively, if you have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can connect via the Wi-Fi through the Smart Link. And once you've connected via Bluetooth, if your Wi-Fi is turned on, it will prompt you to ask if you'd like to connect via either of these, and then you'll be able to access all of your phone's apps through that button there. If you click the sat nav, you'll see it comes up with a home screen. We've got the arrow in the bottom right. If we click that, it moves the home screen to the left, and then the arrow moves to the bottom left. Click that, it pulls the home screen back up. And you've got 4 tabs down the side. You've got the suggested destinations, route data, last destinations, and then your search menu. Easiest way is to search for a postcode, point of interest, or favorite. So if we went for SN55BL, which is the postcode of our dealership here, you'll see it has now found it there. If it comes up with multiple suggestions, you'll see a number there. Click that, it gets rid of the keyboard, and you can choose which one is the correct one. Select the correct one. It will then give you options, more options, start, or you can pick different routes. When you click start, you'll see you've got all the buttons on the side which will disappear. As my hand comes towards the screen, you've got your map orientation, search menu, settings, and stop navigation in the top left. The vehicle menu is the largest one. You've got selection and settings at the bottom. Start in selection and go to Virtual Cockpit. This will control what is shown on your Virtual Cockpit in each of the roundels, and you've got your gear and your speed as the classic. You go to View 1, you can change what information is shown on each side. Back into selection, you've then got your driving data for your since start, long term, and since refueling. And finally, under selection, you have your vehicle status. What we wanted to say is have a good journey. Any issues with the car, for example driving with the door open, or if you're running low on windscreen wash, fuel, anything like that, and it will alert you in here. If we click the arrow across, you'll find your tyre pressure monitoring system. Once you've adjusted the pressure of your tyres, you'll need to press the set button to reset the sensors. On the bottom right in settings, you'll find your vehicle settings menu. Electronic stability control is activated. You can turn it off in there. Under tyres, you'll find your tyre pressure loss indicator as well. You can also set a speed warning if you put winter tyres on that have a maximum speed limit on, for example. You can set it so that it won't let you go above that. Under your light settings, you've got your sensitivity for when it activates the low beam, low, medium or high. Automatic headlight control in the rain. Convenience turn signal. Intensity of the interior lighting. And then your coming home and leaving home function. This is how long your headlights will stay on for when unlocking the car and when leaving the car, both set to 10 seconds as default. Under parking and manoeuvring, you've got the sensors which will activate automatically if you're travelling slowly forwards getting close to a vehicle, or if you put the car into reverse, and you can adjust the volume and setting of the front and rear sensors in there, and how much the entertainment will reduce in volume by when you put the car in reverse as well. Manoeuvre braking, this is a handy thing. If you're reversing and someone pulls out behind you, or a cyclist pops out behind you, someone steps out behind, or if you simply get too close to a bollard that you didn't see, if the car spots it, it will activate the brake for you. It does feel like hitting a brick wall when it does it. It can be quite shocking, but it is there to stop you from hitting anything. It's not there to replace you, so don't rely on it. Obviously use your common sense with using that feature. In background lighting, you can select the area and the intensity, footwell, and then the bar along the front. And you've got the option of white, red, or turning the interior ambient light off. Mirrors and wipers. Your mirrors will fold in automatically when locking, if you allow it to on there. Wipers will wipe automatically in the rain, providing you've got the automatic wipers. And the rear wiper, if you put the car in reverse and your front wipers are on, it will automatically wipe the rear window for you. Under opening and closing, you've got the convenience opening. This is opening and closing the windows as shown at the beginning of the video from the key fob. You can have it set so that it only operates the driver's window, or turn that function off. And then a single click on the unlock button, or using the keyless entry, will just unlock a single door, and a double click will unlock all the doors normally. You can have it set so that a single click does all the doors or just that side of the vehicle. Your interior monitoring is your alarm. You can turn that off. For example, if you are leaving someone inside the car and locking it when you pop into the shops for 5 minutes and don't want them setting the alarm off. Under instrument cluster, you can configure your virtual cockpit through here as well. You've also got these options on the multifunction display, and you've got all these options that you can see in the driver menu on the virtual cockpit. You can filter it down by removing some of these if you like, and you'll also see a reset driving data. Time and date can be set manually, or you can set it to GPS. And then you've got daylight savings time, which pops it forward an hour and then back to winter time when we get there. And you can set your time zone and whether it's 24-hour or 12-hour clock. Units can be customized to the units that you prefer. And then under service, this will tell you how long until your service is due. And the car will alert you if you're getting close to it every time you get in the car, so that you've got plenty of time to book your service in. So there's a lot of information in the vehicle menu there. If we go back to the main menu, you'll see the driver assist functions. Lane assist, be active every time you get in the car, and this will activate at around 37 miles an hour and turn off when you drop below around 34. If you go too close to the curb, it will steer you away from it, or get too close to the white lines without indicating, it will steer you away from it as well. You can turn that function off using the assist functions on the steering wheel or in here. You also have the option to have steering wheel vibration on or off, and it will remember the setting for the steering wheel vibration. Your front assist emergency braking if anyone pulls out in front of you or slams on the brakes and you don't respond. It can assist you with braking on this one. Speed warning is active, again defaults to on. However, the settings can be customized and it will remember the settings. So you can either have it just flash on the display or give you a sound as well. And the threshold can be set at the speed limit, 3 miles an hour over or 5 miles an hour over. You can also have it give you a small chime every time you go from one speed zone to another. So if you go from a 30 to a 50, it will just give you a quick chime to alert you. And then the little coffee cup here is your drowsiness monitor, and you can adjust the sensitivity on that one. Back into the main menu, and then you'll see your sound menu here. This is where you'll find your equalizer, position of the sound focus, and you can move it further towards the back of the car or keep it central. You'll find your volume settings in here, the maximum it will switch on at every time you get in the car, how much it adjusts the volume but based on your speed. And then once you've connected via Bluetooth, you can have your Bluetooth audio quieter or louder. And then under settings, you'll find your touchscreen tones and audible hand gesture feedback settings as well. Back into the main menu, and you see we've got 3 dots here, so we can swipe across. You'll find your air conditioning menu here. It does the same as pressing the menu button on the air conditioning control panel. Under the manuals, you'll see the layout, operation and custom for the system here. You'll also find your voice control, and it'll show you all the different things you can do with the navigation, telephone, radio, media and general. So it's worth having a look through here to see what you can do to activate and use and make the most of your onboard voice assistant. There's 2 ways to activate it. Either press the voice control button on the steering wheel, or you can use the wake word by saying this phrase here. Okay, Laura.
How can I help?
Play BBC Radio 2.
BBC Radio 2.
Going back into the main menu, you'll find your legal information in there. Users, this is where you'll go to set up the My Škoda app. My Škoda, all one word. You can download that from your app store and then connect yourself remotely to your vehicle. It comes up with all sorts of interesting information about your vehicle. You can make a honk and flash in a car park. If you can't find it, it can send you an alert if someone hits your car and sets the alarm off. And there's all sorts of handy features on there and competitions as well. So you can earn points, and points mean you can redeem them for various different things within the Škoda shop. Once you've set that up, you'll also have access to the special offers through here and the shop on here. The shop allows you to purchase additional packs for your car. If we go into settings, you'll find your system settings. Start with the screen. You have a screensaver, so it turns on after 10 seconds of inactivity. You can adjust your brightness. If you don't want the buttons to appear and disappear when your hand comes towards and away from the screen, you can turn the proximity sensor off there. If you want the screen to be blank when you turn the infotainment off, you can turn the clock off there. And you've got the hand gesture feature, which can be turned off as well. Time and date settings and units we've covered under the vehicle menu, but you can access it through here as well. And then you've also got your language functions. Under voice control, if you find yourself accidentally activating the voice control using the wake word, you can turn that off. You'll still be able to use the steering wheel control to turn on and off. You'll then find all of your settings for the Wi-Fi, data connection, adding and removing mobile devices, restoring system settings, your system information and copyright, and tucked away at the bottom a configuration wizard to help you get set up for the first time. App updates, if we click in there, it will tell you if there's any over-the-air updates to be done. These can be done in the background. You need to be stopped when you start the update. However, you can then continue to drive as the update happens in the background, and then it will be installed. and activated next time you get out the car and back into it. On the final page, you'll find your service campaign, so any warranty recalls will come through on there. Final hidden menu on here. Drag your finger down from the top and you've got your favourites, screen brightness, privacy settings, and then notifications. So if any updates come through, you can see it on this tab as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that interesting and helpful. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to help support the channel as well. And I'll see you in the next one.